It's actually a really easy explanation to talk about certain topics. And again, my baby's off to a rough start. And how do I get him to roll over? Okay, a couple of things that concern me. A little bit concerned about a brachial injury, the wideness in the chest. Babies tend to have they're a little bit scooped forward in the shoulders, whereas as your child is going backwards, right? And this is an issue, and I'll tell you why. Second thing is, you didn't have good oxygen. I cannot even begin to say any baby that doesn't have a good first breath, especially within the first 3 months of life, is guaranteed to have some kind of therapeutic intervention for walking or for your going vertical. If you cannot oppose gravity in breath, you're not going to oppose it in walking, right? I get it, he's breathing, he's not on a pulse oximeters, but it's that first wah and getting a breath, right? And that's what's needed. And so with that, I'm going to ask you to do my breathing course, but let me finish it up. And then, yes, he's a smart little bugger. I'm not worried about cognitive impairment. He's back arching. He's doing what he can to see or get motivated with stuff. He can't move. The chest wants to go more towards the back than it wants to come forward. And with issues of midline. And those are the three things. Now, I'm not here to overwhelm you, but I'm here to help you. And your little guy needs help. He's sort of one of the guys that I would say, like, hop on a plane, but life doesn't work that way. So to explain, and then he's had surgery on top of that for the ears already. First of all, he's really young to be having countless infections. If the ear tubes are not working, please, please, please do not do anything else antibiotics-wise. I'm not a doctor. This is something to discuss with your doctors. But my son has chronic ears and chest, pulmonary. Get a culture done beforehand. He's too young for those kind of infections and already needing grommets. You might have to look at some autoimmune and look at it that way. In another weird case, I had one of my moms that I'm like, culture, stop. 7 sets of ear tubes. He had a yeast infection. What does yeast live off of? Antibiotics. So they did ear tubes for no reason after all those times because it was a yeast infection and not a bacterial infection. So sometimes you're going to need that extra help. This might be one of them, especially sugars off, stuck in, you got to keep an eye on. There's just a couple of little red flags going on, that might be something else going on. But right now, again, medical, movement. We've got to work on his movements. So what do I mean by that? One of the things you're going to see with him is when he's doing his movements, he goes a little bit wide in the chest. And I can do this with my rubber doll. There's one thing here when a baby should be playing, it should look like this. He's doing this, and it's almost like someone's got him right here. Where I don't think he has a full-on brachial injury, but getting stuck in the vaginal canal. I'm a little bit concerned that when he went to get pulled off, see where my thumb is? That he got a bit of this, right? And that's what caused a little bit. I want you to do my breathing course. That's a free course that I have. It'll teach you touch and it'll teach you all these things. But I want you to take this into consideration. I'm going to post a couple of videos. I've got 8 videos to review right now. If I don't send the link on the brachial stuff up here on Facebook, just ping me and said, Michelle, where's it? Don't say where's the other video. I'm not going to remember it's on the brachial. Because little Munchkin Noad worked on, I've got a good video on him. But when you're doing the breathing course, I want you to just start introducing a bit of midline. I'm going to do a couple of other little exercise courses, but midline is not just the sternum and the nose kind of things where it's crossing midline, right? So when you're doing this, I want you to start getting that chest. That chest can't cross midline. And so he's doing everything he can, either the back arch or he's throwing those feet over to get it going, right? But that pubic bone needs to set up with the nose, the vision, right? What it looks like from behind on this end, sorry that I'm throwing around my rubber doll. I got a new doll. I don't like it. Sorry, doll, but You're just too squishy for me. But you basically, your hand stuff is here, just like I'll be teaching you, just to really concentrate on just that little bit of midline crossing. And do the rolling over course going into that. But the breathing course first, because I want to get that respiratory more integrated into his system. His spine's not breathing correctly, and then the side of his rib cage. And I'm saying this on a movement perspective, not on a respiratory perspective. When a baby's here getting tummy time, right? Over exaggerated, but their spines breathe. That's what the whole point of tummy time is, so they can go into the crawl later, that the spine is learning to move upward. And right now you're just getting too much back time, and you're just going to start getting wear patterns in the back of the head, and I don't want that to happen. I'm glad you're on board early. I want a follow-up video in 2 weeks. Because again, he's a smart little bugger, but he's putting too much force into it. I'm also going to, again, I'm not here to overwhelm you, but I do have some really good videos explaining what the infection does to like the heavy head area. But right now, please, breathing going into the rolling over course. I'll give you a couple of little exercises in between, but I want about 1 to 2 hours a day. Change a diaper, do 15 minutes, and get on it, because he's just falling behind, but he's falling behind a bit more like he's medically delayed. And that's what you don't want to happen, because if he goes to move and he just doesn't feel good, we've all had it, you know what I mean? They don't say, oh, I'll do that rolling over stuff a couple of days from now. He's not going to be a kiddo that can figure this out on his own. That's what I'm trying to say. He's going to need a little help. Thanks.